Welcome, everyone. So, this is our panel titled Overcoming Imposter Syndrome as a Woman in Gaming. We have six amazing panelists with us here today. So, we're teaming up with the Twitch Women's Guild to fundraise in support of broadcaster Grant with a thousand dreams fund. Oh my gosh, I can't even speak today.
Just
Our
kidding.
goal is getting 100 dreams funded. So it was created for women and femmes in the content creation field, and this award grants up to $1,500 to support creators for funding things like hardware upgrades, equipment, travel, etc. 50% of the money we're fundraising this weekend will go directly back to the Twitch Women's Guild. And this will help us hopefully get our members to TwitchCon. Now let's get back into introductions. So my name is Kinda Linda. I am a gaming and tech content creator, and I mainly stream on Twitch. I do create content on other platforms, but not really. And I've been doing this since 2017, so I have a lot of experience here.
Hello, everyone. I am Alley Cat, Gen X, technically Zenio, gamer mom, casual sweat on the sticks, not so variety streamer. I stream a little bit of COD. That's a total lie. A whole lot of Fortnite, and I am the self-proclaimed reboot queen of Fortnite Island, and most recently, according to my community, the monarch of movement.
Hi, I'm Jen, or Jen is online. I'm your friendly neighborhood plus size funny girl that's gonna try to make you laugh no matter what. I have a high energy, comedy forward, 18 plus space where we engage in difficult conversations as well as experience first time playthroughs of games that are predominantly full of men in their categories, such as Dark Souls with an 87% male dominated player base. I'm really, really excited to be here. So thank you for having me.
Lexi or Lexi Lemonhead online. I'm a variety streamer who also makes lifestyle content. I'm most known for playing Rainbow Six Siege and my Rainbow Six Siege cosplays. Super into cosplays. I've also worked with the 1000 Dreams Fund before. I'm here from their dream team. And I've also worked with Creator U. I'm a Creator U 2023 student. That's it.
Okay, I'm misplaced. I'm normally I say part-time casual streamer, but I stream a variety of games because I'm based off of mood and what I'm feeling. Mostly like lately, I think I've been leaning more towards story mode games, but I also will play multiplayer. You'll catch me every blue moon doing Call of Duty every blue moon, but that's probably behind the scenes. You'll catch me also playing a lot of Apex offline. If you follow me, you know you know what I've been playing, either Apex, Call of Duty Zombies, and mostly just chilling. My streams are chill, like pretty laid back.
Um, Hello. I'm Pop. I'm I've been making content since about 2019, so almost 5 years. I started out as a Twitch mod, and one of my friends was just like, "You should stream. You do all this cool stuff." I'm more well known for speedrunning the Like a Dragon or Yakuza series, so kind of been deemed as the queen of that franchise, as one of the speedrunners of that community. Outside of that, I do play a lot of RPGs, platformers, and fighting games.
Hi, everybody. My name is Natalie. You can also call me the Mayhem Mermaid or Mermaid. I'm a variety streamer based on the East Coast. I've been here on Twitch for about 3.5 years now, but my focus now is more part-time, and I focus a lot of my efforts on mental health activism. So you can see me popping around with a lot of mental health nonprofit organizations. And I play a lot of cozy games, but we have a little bit of chaos, hence the mayhem in the mermaid.
All right, so the first question we have it. For those who are on my stream, the question is on the bottom right. What's one way imposter syndrome has shaped your career, either now or in the past?
Being a woman in gaming, I'm also in social media management. I've been branching into that for my career. And imposter syndrome has kind of prevented me from giving myself the credit I deserve in a lot of the positions and leadership roles that I've taken on. And it's led to a lot of burnout. And in a creative industry, burnout is kind of like your worst enemy. You can't
Yeah.
create or be creative when you're not giving yourself that good mental space. So the imposter syndrome really just leaks into everything. And there's been so many times where I've been in a leadership role and, male dominated industry, everybody below me, they're all men, and I'll be assertive or have standards for a specific video that's got to go out. There's just so many times where there's all this passive aggressiveness, and it just makes me doubt my own skills and abilities. And it makes me feel like sometimes, was I too much? Do I not belong? Like, am I doing something wrong? Another way that I've kind of gotten past this is to just kind of have that daily mindfulness of like, no, I deserve to be here. I have the skills. That's why I'm taking these opportunities, why people want me here. I have the skills. No matter how I'm being treated, I need to give myself the credit because nobody else is going to do that for me.
There were 5 different types of imposter syndrome. You have what was called the expert, the soloist, the superwoman, the natural genius, and then the one I identify with the most, the perfectionist. I had this thing where I felt like if it wasn't 100% done, it's not done. And it can be completely done. And it's absolutely affected a lot of my work. Like, even with my master's thesis, my advisor had to be like, it's not going to be perfect. You can always edit it before the final submission. I apply some of this stuff to content creation. So I still have those days where I'm just like, this wasn't 100% okay, so it's not completely done.
But I wanted to talk about a little analogy that I actually talked about in my stream last night, with the caterpillar to butterfly transition. So caterpillars are like little ugly babies, right? And they take their sweet little time in hibernation and just building out to be this beautiful creature that we come to see out in nature. And one thing that really stands out to me is the fact that butterflies don't see their own beauty because they can't like go look in a mirror and see, wow, look at this beautiful pattern on my wings and look what I've become. And I feel like that can compare a lot to imposter syndrome because it's a lot of, I can't see that beauty within myself and I can't see it unless I actually reflect it within a mirror or I try to reflect it within someone that I admire. Mentors are so important because I feel like they can be that reflection for you and remind you of who you are. So it's important to have those people in your circle that can really remind you of the accomplishments that you've had.
So the next question we have is describe a time that you were made to feel like you didn't belong in the industry. What's something you did to overcome this or recover?
When I first started my career, I was like fresh out of high school. It was like little 18-year-old me, and I was getting real into esports at the time. And I met somebody at a LAN event for Rainbow Six. And, we started talking about esports organizations, and I wanted to learn all about it. So I learned all about it, and I started up this esports organization with this other individual. And it just ended up being it's kind of a heartbreaking memory for me because it was just all men and me, and I always felt like I was never taken seriously, and any ideas I had were ignored, and then someone else would say the exact same thing just a little, and it was the best idea on earth. It was amazing. But then when I'm stern and strict and I say something, it's just like, mm. So that made me feel like I just wasn't cut out for the industry. I didn't belong in esports. It made me feel so awful. I had a whole year where I was just like so upset because I was like, I don't know if people want me here. Like every time I try to involve myself in esports, it just feels like nobody wants me to be around. When you work on something for so long, you have this fear of letting it go because you feel like you failed. But for me, letting go opened up new doors and new opportunities in esports. And now I don't have to look back and have so much anxiety around that time. I can just be like, yep, learned my lesson, moved on.
I actually resonate with that pretty heavily. I started like my content creation journey with a group of people. It was a Dungeons and Dragons channel. It was full of 6 people, and that was my content for like a year before I started doing solo stuff. And Jenna's Online was born, things like that. However, it was predominantly a group of men, cis het men, and they were very focused on the ideas that they had and didn't really have the room for input, even though we were all placing each other on the same level. It wasn't until I started my own channel, and my own channel got more popular than that channel within 2 months after an entire year of working with them, that they were like, oh, maybe Jen knows what she's talking about. That experience, I feel like, was needed for my general growth as a person. Because now, if I present an idea and a man comes in and says the same idea, I will literally ask, so how is that different than what I just said?
That
And it is great. It's one of the greatest things that I've started doing.
Have you ever considered quitting, and what kept you going?
Well, I mean, let me start. I feel like sometimes mentally I quit all the time. I want to piggyback on whatchamacaller's thing about when she had the esports thing going on, and then it's like she need to take a break, like she wanted to give up. I kind of had a similar situation. I was in a women's clan that was predominantly search and destroy. These women, they were really good. I feel like, and I still feel like to this day, that I feel like they pinned me as a threat. And not like in the game sense, but the sense of like they thought I wanted to take over. And I'm not a takeover person. I'm probably far from it. But at the end of the day, I just never really wanted to be. I just wanted to help. And it came off, I guess, as doing too much, wanting to take over. So once it got too much and something, they dropped me and some other people, just all annoying to get and stay clicked up. It was like them and then us. And I hate that for us women. Like I do, just to totally drop us, put me at like my lowest point. I stopped playing. I stopped trying to do the competitive thing. I literally stopped.
The biggest time where I considered quitting was kind of back to my first experience with that esports organization. I had to let go of it and it was so hard for me. I felt like I was failing. And then also around that time, my account on TikTok randomly got banned. And then I just felt like it was, oh, wow, all of these negative things are happening to me at once. And I'm already feeling like maybe I don't belong or maybe people don't want me in esports and gaming. People don't want me in this space. And I was just feeling so stuck. And then what brought me back into it was just like realizing, like, I made another TikTok account because I spent a couple days being sad and I was like, man, that sucks. I lost all my videos and all my progress. And then I was like, wait, I really miss making videos. I miss that sense of community. So even though I lost this account, it doesn't matter to me as much because I just love creating. So I just made another account, started over, started again, and that just kind of made me realize like why I was doing it, what I enjoyed. And then through that, I was able to work with the 1000 Dreams Fund. Through that, I was able to get scouted to play esports on a team for my college, which I had never even heard of before, like a local college in my area. Like esports is not a popular thing. A lot of people don't understand it where I'm from. It gave me a lot of motivation. And then through college, playing esports competitively in college, Creator U, which is a program for college students, and they took me out to TwitchCon, and I met a lot of amazing industry people, a lot of amazing content creators, and that also gave me the motivation to be like, wow, I am doing this because I deserve to be here and I have all this creativity, I have all these skills, and I want to make my family proud. We talked a little bit about breaking generational cycles and curses, and I came from a rural, low income area. Like, I didn't even think I was going to ever be able to go to college without the scholarship from playing esports. I would have never gone to college. I wouldn't have been able to afford it the way that, I grew up. So, doing that and leading that example for my siblings and making my family proud, that was another big like wow moment for me and pulled me out of that.
Because there's so many strong, like smaller streamers out there that we don't get to hear about, who probably could
Yeah.
become the next big thing because they quit, because they didn't have
Yeah.
that person to tell them to keep going. And I didn't get that person into my life until way later, with someone told me, "Hey, honestly, I really like what you're doing here. You can, actually do something with this." And I had more people telling me, "Yeah, this is something that you can, grow from. You have like the knowledge, the personality, you have everything you need." It's all about jumping the barriers that you set yourself up for, um, which is what's hard. You have to be your biggest advocate. You have to be your biggest
Yep.
cheerleader, because most of the time, the person who's there for you to be that cheerleader isn't going to be there. You have to learn how to be that person for yourself. But anyone in
I
chat, if you have a question for any of us here or just as a whole, now is the time to ask.
There
We'll
was a question. It actually came up at the very beginning. Callie Star, I'm not sure if you're still here, but the question was about the Creator U program that was talked about during the intro. She was very intrigued by that. So if you could elaborate on that a little bit more.
Yes, so Creator U, I was part of their last year's class, 2023, and essentially it's a program for full-time college students. So what I did is I made my application video, and there was a ton of different people they sifted through, and then they picked like 25 finalists, and then they picked the final 8 to 13 to go to TwitchCon. And the whole purpose of the program is to give people who have to balance school and work and juggle family and content creation, it's to give people like us a platform and a place to meet industry people, to maybe get some brand deals, meet talent agents, meet other content creators. And it was really, really insightful. We worked with MSI, we worked with NVIDIA, we worked with Elgato, and we also had panels where people would talk to us about content creation, talk to us about the industry nitty gritty, maybe secrets that, the average content creator might not even know. And it was one of the most amazing experiences of my life. Like, they paid for an Airbnb for us to be at TwitchCon Vegas, and I was there for like 5 days, and it was the longest trip I've ever been on. It was my first time to the West Coast, and it was absolutely amazing. So when applications open up this fall, I would implore any college student to apply. It's like a life-changing experience.
It's awesome. Thank you. Thank you for sharing.
Yeah.
While we're waiting, can I share a little trick that I learned for dealing with imposter syndrome?
Yeah.
So again, I had this one-on-one meeting for this leadership program that I'm in. We did this exercise where, we talked about like our strengths, and then the exercise, my homework, if you will, was affirmations. Now, again, I'm an engineer. You got to make it make sense. I think affirmations are great. And if I'm being honest, I never understood the science behind it, which is why I never did them. She explained it to me because, again, she knew she was dealing with an engineer and I probably wouldn't have done it otherwise, about the way your brain creates these neural pathways, right? Like our brain is a bunch of synapses that are firing off, right? You got paths between A and B. And if you draw like a line in the sand, it kind of makes this imprint, right? That's your affirmation. And then you keep drawing that same line every day, it gets a little bit deeper. And so now if you're trying to pour the water down, instead of maybe some of the water overflowing, right? That's your thought process. It's actually getting like from point A to point B because you've continued to create that same path day after day after day.
So we'll go ahead and wrap up here. I want to just thank you all for participating in this amazing panel. So if anyone is interested in donating to 1,000 Dream Fund, the link is in the chat. We're going to be fundraising all month, or at least I am. The members of the Twitch Women Guild may or may not. It depends. But yeah, this month for Women's History Month, we are raising for Streams for Dreams. And from what I was told, the theme is Dare to Dream. So that kind of fits to, it's a good place to wrap up here. You have to be the person to chase what you want. And imposter syndrome is going to be there a lot, and it happens, but you have to still overcome it. You have to be the one that says, no, I'm not going to let these thoughts tell me I can't do it. And I hope that all of the experiences that were shared today helps change someone's life out here, help someone chase their dreams. And yeah, if anyone else has anything to say, now's the time.
This was my first panel, honestly. Never been on a panel, so I appreciate it.
Yes, you guys are very inspiring. It was great hearing you guys share your stories.
Yeah, everyone did great. I loved it. This was amazing. Go ahead and end it here. I don't know. The whole outro thing is a little hard. I don't do outros. I'm gonna be honest. I don't do outros. So I'm trying my best to figure out how to do this.
You just be like, okay, bye.
Okay, bye.